Good morning, third grade, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of your multiple choice challenge. Just like yesterday, what I'm going to ask you to do is follow along with me as I review our questions, and you're going to add the annotations that I have on my paper if you don't have them already. That's the way that you're going to earn all 3 of your points on this assignment for today. So let's get started. We're going to take a look at our first question for Tuesday, which is over on this side on the top. The question asks us, which question can a student observe the answer and not need to do an experiment to find out? So when I first started looking at this question, I added some annotations that will help us. So I added our little eyeglasses for the word observation or observe, because we know that an observation is something that we know because of one of our 5 senses. This question is also a little bit tricky because it's asking us which one is not one that we need to do an experiment to find out. So we need to make sure that we circle the word not so that we don't get confused about what the question is actually asking us. I also translated the word experiment to testable because we know that the kind of question that we're looking for here is a testable question. So let's go through the answer choices. Answer choice A says, how do seeds form in a pea plant? We know that that's something we can just watch happen. We know that we don't have to set up an experiment with known and unknown in order to be able to figure that out. So we know that that's a possibility so far. Answer choice B says, what do bean seeds need to grow the tallest? That's something that we would have to test. We could change the kind of liquid that it's being given. We could change the amount of sunlight it's being given. So we know that that's something that we need to do an experiment to figure out. Answer choice C, do bees prefer red roses to white roses? We could also test that. We could set up 2 flowers and see which one attracts more bees. Answer choice D, which type of seeds do birds like to eat the most? That's also something we could test. We could set up a bunch of different stations with different seeds and see which ones the birds went to. So we know that the best answer here is answer choice A, because it's the only one that we can just know or learn. It's the only one that is a fact or an observation. Moving on, we're going to go to the question right underneath that first one. So over here on the side, the question says, Kim wanted to know which flower attracts the greatest number of insects. As a test, she watched 5 flowers every day for an hour. She noted the number of insects that visited each flower. Which of these is the unknown variable? So the first thing that I want to make sure that all of you are doing is translating the words unknown variable to the one that is measured. We know that our known variable is the one that we change. So we know that our unknown is the one that we measure. So as we go through all of these, we're looking back to our question for the one that we see is being changed. And we're going to not choose that one. We're also not going to choose ones that have nothing to do with the experiment or things that we call a control or the part of the experiment that is kept the same. So we know that our first answer choice, the type of flower, is our known variable. We know the second answer choice is the control. It's kept the same. Our third answer choice is not part of the experiment. So that leaves our last answer choice, the number of insects that visited each flower, as our unknown or measured variable. Moving on to our last question. This one asks about nutrition. Okay, so this question is asking us which breakfast is the most balanced meal. So the word balanced includes all food groups. We learned this a while ago, so stay with me. I listed all 6 of our food groups underneath this question. That should be our first annotation, making sure that we know that our 6 food groups are dairy, protein, vegetables, fruit, grains, and oils. I then went through each of the answer choices and labeled them, deciding which category or food group each food belonged to. Then the answer choice that I ended up picking was answer choice C because it has the most different food groups in it. It pulls from 4 different food groups. The other ones only pull from 2 or 3. So we know that answer choice C is the best answer. I hope you guys added all of your annotations and earned all of your points today. Looking forward to doing this again tomorrow.